Hi everyone, I am Benjamin from English Classes Online. In today's lesson, we are going to look at how to introduce yourself in English. You should be able to introduce yourself whenever the need arises. You could be asked to introduce yourself anytime. It could be at a job interview, or you have gotten a new job and you are now being uh, introduced to the members of staff and you are asked to introduce yourself. It could be during an interview on radio or television. It could be at a political rally or at any other big event. Usually in a job interview, an interviewer or someone on any other important event could simply say to you, tell us about yourself. Okay, so you should be able to introduce yourself, to say something about yourself. That's all that is required. This may appear to be simple, but a lot of people get, you know, frightened. Some people call it stage fright. They get nervous when asked to introduce themselves, especially if they find themselves in front of a large audience. There's no one who, there's hardly anyone who has not experienced it at one time or the other until you really, gain the acceptable level of self-confidence. So it's important to know what to say and how to say it. In fact, it's important for you to be fully ready at all times. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the process and show you how you can do it correctly. Okay? Uh, so we are going into it right away. And I would like you to look at the entire screen so that we can see all the content we shall be sharing together. So now, but before we get started, I would like to implore you to kindly subscribe to this channel. If you have not done so, just click on the subscribe button below. Remember to click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video goes live on the channel, you will be notified instantly. If you would like to learn the basics of English grammar, I have a free PDF ebook titled The Basic Units of English Grammar. You will find a link to it in the description section below. Just click on it and you'll be able to download a copy for yourself completely free of charge. You will also find other ebooks that you might find helpful in your English learning. One of them is Good Success in English, a complete study package for effective English learning. Now, having said that, let's now dive into the lesson by first looking at the agenda for today's lesson. Now, we have 10 items which actually make up, the key things that might be necessary in self-introduction. So we have greetings. We have your name, your location, your profession, talking about the company and position, your qualifications, your experience, your family, your hobbies, your age, your fun fact. Well, you need to understand that not all of them are necessary. Not all of them must be included in self-introduction. It really depends on the situation. All right. Now, let's begin with greetings. Greetings could be formal or informal, depending on the situation that you are in. In terms of formal greeting, you can use hello. This can be used in both formal and informal situations. But another important way to greet is to greet depending on the time of the day. Good morning if it is in the morning, good afternoon if it is in the afternoon, or good evening if it is in the evening or even in the night. Now you need to understand that, good day, which a lot of people use, you can use it, but uh, many English speakers are beginning to look at it as old-fashioned. Then take note of the fact too that you should not use good night, even though, even if the occasion or is in the night, even if your self-introduction happens to be in the night. Good night is suitable for, saying goodbye to someone, especially in the night. Okay. So that is exactly, so even in the night, the normal greetings will be good evening. Now, in informal situations, there are a lot of greetings you can use, depending again on the situation and the audience, and the level of familiarity you have with them. Now you can say hi or hey, and some people might say what's up. There are a number of others. Okay. Now let's quickly go to the next item, which is your name. Again, there are many ways of introducing your name, but you can simply say, I am Benjamin, or you can say, my name is Benjamin, or you can simply say, this is Benjamin. Now, if you are speaking to a large audience and a lot of people are not cannot see you, it will be ideal to say, my name is. Okay. So any of them actually can be acceptable. Now let's look at the next item, which is your location. You need to say where you come from or where you are coming from. And there are different ways of saying your location as well. For example, I am from Nigeria. It depends also on where you are. If you're outside your country, you might have to name your country, because if you begin to talk about your village or your city or your town, then the people in that far away place where you are may not know those places, but they may know your country at least. So you could also say, I am a Nigerian, or I come from Nigeria. I was born and raised in Enugu, if the people you are talking to know where Enugu is. If not, you have to give a little explanation. I was born in Enugu and raised in Lagos. All right. So in such situations, you want to talk about a situation where, where you were born is different from where you grew up. So you can say, I was born in Enugu and raised in Lagos, or I was born in Nigeria and raised in Ghana. If you want to talk about where you are from, which is again different from where you are now living, you can simply say, I grew up in Enugu, but now live in Lagos. Or I am originally from Enugu, but I am now based in Lagos, or I reside in Lagos. So if you want to talk about how long you have been living there, you can simply say, I've been living in Lagos for 5 years, or I've spent more than 5 years in Lagos, for example. Now, let's look at how you can talk about your profession, uh, about your company, your position. Again, all these pieces of information really depend on the situation. All right. So you can simply say, I work at First Bank, for example, in the customer care department, or I work for. You can say, I work at, or I work for. All right. I work for the flour mills in the production department. So, or you can simply say, I am a lecturer at Unilag. I am an accounting officer at First Bank, or at Wema Bank. So you may choose to be non-specific about your position. That's another way, also another possibility. So you can simply say, I work in customer service, or I work in accounts, or I work in sales. But you could be specific and say, I work as an accountant, I work as a manager, I work as a cashier. Okay, so those are ways of talking about your profession. That brings us to your qualification, which is necessary in an interview, a job interview. You, you want to talk about your qualifications, and you can simply say, I am an accounting graduate, I am a marketing graduate, I am an electrical engineering graduate. Or you can say, I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in linguistics, or I have a BA in English. If you are currently, you know, uh, taking a course that you think might give you some added advantage, you could mention it. Or if you have completed the course, you could mention it as well. For example, you can say, I am currently taking a course in creative writing, or I am currently taking a course in computer operations. If it is a practical skill, you can say, I am taking a course on painting. Now, what if you have finished the course? You can simply say, I've completed a course in teaching English as a foreign language. You know, sometimes you may want to mention the duration of the course. So you can say, I have just completed a 2-week course in uh, content creation. I have completed a 3-day course in graphics. I've completed a 72-hour course in whatever course, whatever subject or whatever field that you may like to, that you have really completed the course in, you specify it. Now, the next thing is your experience. You know, you can say, I have 5 years of experience in banking. I have, you know, uh, I have 3 years of experience in teaching. You know, I have worked in sales for 4 years. I have worked in advertising for 5 years, and so on and so forth. Now, on rare occasions, you might want to talk about your family. In certain situations where you've come together with others uh, to socialize, possibly, you know, to make friends and to know each other better, you may want to talk about your family. You can simply say, I am from a family of 5, or we are a family of 5. I am one of 3 siblings. In this case, you don't want to specify whether you have 2 brothers, 1 sister, or 3 sisters and 2 brothers and all that. Siblings are, you know, non-gender specific. So if you don't have brothers or sisters and you are the only child of your father, you can categorically, the only child of your parents, you can categorically say, I am an only child. And that is the way it is done. Then talking about your hobbies, if you uh, want to talk about your hobbies, there are certain common expressions that are acceptable. I really enjoy doing this or that. I really like this or that. For example, I really like football. I really enjoy singing praises to God. I am passionate about reading. I am a big fan of football. I am a keen tennis player. Any of these can really be acceptable in talking about your hobbies. That brings us to your age. Again, on rare occasions, you might want to mention your age. You know, talking about your age is not really necessary, may not be really necessary in most cases. However, it's important you know how to do it in case the need arises. You can simply say, I am 35 years old, all right? Or simply, I am 35. I am in my early 40s, I am in my mid 50s, I am in my late 30s, as the case may be. Now, that brings us to one unique item, which is your fun fact. In some cases, you know, you might mention your fun fact that is really not always necessary, except when maybe the interviewer or the moderator might want to ask it of you. So a fun fact is usually an interesting fact about yourself. It's not in all situations that you are required to say your fun fact, but you can think of an interesting fact that you could use as a fact, a fun fact, wherever it becomes necessary. But you need to know that it is usually an unusual like or dislike, or an interesting fear, or an unusual experience. You just mentioned something, okay, that could serve. Now, that brings us to the samples. Let's look at uh, as I earlier mentioned, we discussed 10 items, but it's not necessary, it's not compulsory that all these 10 items must feature in your self-introduction. And again, what you should include depends on the situation. There are formal situations, there are informal situations, and even in informal situations, some may be more informal than the other. All right, so now, one example is this. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benjamin. I am from Lagos, Nigeria. I work as an English teacher. I am a graduate of English language. I really enjoy singing songs of praises. Or you can simply try to put certain things together, use some complex or compound sentences. Good afternoon, everyone. You know, you see, you always start with greeting, because when you are addressing an audience, it is quite a decent thing to do to first greet them. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and I am an English language graduate from Lagos, Nigeria. I now work as an English teacher, and I really enjoy singing praises to God. Okay, so that is exactly one way of saying it. So I would like to get some feedback from you, your comments, your suggestions, your questions, if any. Okay, uh, and if you have enjoyed today's video, I I implore you to ensure that you like the video and share the video with your friends and relations. Okay. Now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, this is the appropriate time for you to subscribe to the channel, and make sure you activate the notification bell by clicking on the bell icon you will find below. So, having said that, I want to remind you about the free PDF ebook on the basic units of English grammar, in case you are interested in downloading that ebook free of charge. Remember that you have other ebooks that will be helpful to you in learning English and gaining proficiency in it. One of them is Good Success in English, a complete study package for effective English learning. Now, you might want to visit our website on www.englishclassesonline.com. And you might also want to be part of some of our courses. You might, if you click on the link, the appropriate link in the description, then you might take part in some of our courses aimed at teaching you not only language skills, but also other skills. By the way, English Classes Online is running complete training courses in IELTS and Duolingo English test. In case you are going to take any of these tests, then you might want to consult with us, and then we show you how you can obtain your target score in one sitting. This platform is where English is made easy. We are in the business of simplifying the English language. And of course, those who have received our tutoring have always come out with flying colors. So if you are interested in, if you are going to take the IELTS test or Duolingo, then of course you can also leave a comment in the comment section below. And then I will give you a link that you can get in touch with us, and then we can have even one-on-one training course with you, and you will actually be fine. So this is how it has been in today's video. I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Goodbye for now, and remain blessed.